Welcome to my YouTube channel. Today I will talk about white nationalism. I came across white nationalism. It is a subgroup of the far right, and I posted a cast in the open forums on Stormfront. Stormfront is the oldest white nationalist social media and forum in on the internet. And I will explain what it is and give some thoughts, my own thoughts about it. You see the Stormfront head front, the head banner, the banner, the Stormfront banner, the headline, and it says they fight for white rights, and that means for them a poor white ethno-state. They are about a poor white ethno-state. That means that they want a 100% white country, and not only one but many. That many countries, or all historically countries with a sizable white population, should be white ethno-states. And that is their main message. They want to be around their kin, they say. They don't want to be around non-whites. And of course they are white separatists. That is their core message. That they are not hateful, that they just love their own kind and want to be around their own kind. And they want a white ethno-state. And in this white ethno-state, they would also outlaw racial mixing or immigration. Immigration from colors and racial mixing. Yes, they are against race mixing. And they want a poor white ethno-state. That's what they are about. So my own thoughts. While there is recently problems with open borders and mass migration, I acknowledge that. But to have a poor white ethno-state, that was never in history. Not even the US. It was close. It was close with a strong white majority, but you had exceptions. And there were never a 100% poor white ethno-state, not even Nazi Germany. As they made exceptions for a small mixture, or for certain people like the Japanese who were honorary Aryans. A poor white ethno-state never existed. And to me, if they are not hateful or don't dislike non-whites but want to be around their own kind, why would they not want this one black neighbor in their neighborhood if they don't hate him or have a disdain for him? That is logic. They have a disdain for him, or they wouldn't mind if he lives next door. I do understand some of their points, but it is not all black and white. They say they hate those who hate the truth, but I don't think they speak the full truth. They have only some stereotypes, like they think everyone supports their own racial interests. But this is true, and there are hate groups among blacks and Hispanics. Many Hispanic or black organizations or Asian organizations only fight for racial integration and acceptance. This is not the same as saying race matters because I don't have a job, or don't get a job for my race, or don't have a fair chance. Or if you say race matters, I don't want here to see blacks in the USA, I want to ship them back to Africa. This is what they say, and this is what human rights organizations who support black or Hispanic interests say. This is different, and everyone with a sane mind will acknowledge it's not the same. But I'm not saying there are no racists among blacks or Hispanics. there is a knowledge that they are black separatists, so this is not black and white. You should differentiate. But for them, everyone is anti-white who is against their white ethno-state. They are 100% poor white ethno-state. Who objects or has a bit of a different opinion is anti-white for them. So some of them on this forum are moderate and you can reason with them, but many are extremists. Many are extremists who acknowledge only their own opinion. And you can't always support what is good for you. Only for you. You should support what is good for you and what is good for others. That is universal morals. Because imagine if it's not about race but about the individual who always puts only in his own pocket and is greedy and aggressive and only puts in his own pocket and cheats on others and wants only for himself. People would consider him an asshole and a negative person. And they want this for their race, only for their own race, only for their own interest. They consider what is good for whites is good for them. And this is an extremist slogan, a very devilish slogan. This is anti-Christian. And about race mixing, I don't think that all people will be race mixed, because majority of people stick to their own kind, and it's natural that people for cultural reasons and compatibility marry people of their own ethnic group. But if there is a small amount of people who don't, it is not dangerous because it always existed. Humans even mixed with Neanderthals. And different ethnic groups, like mixed ethnic groups like the Mexicans, are descendant of Spaniards and Amerindians, and they mixed. There are whole ethnic groups who descend of mixed people, and this always existed in history. And historically, the anti-miscegenation laws, miscegenation was defined as unnatural, as something like a dog and a bird, or a dog and a cat. But now we know that racial differences are exaggerated. Racial differences are not only clinical, but fluent, like the color spectrum. They exist, in my opinion. I'm not a race denier, they exist, but they are not clinical. And humans have a lot in common with each other, more in common than they are different. They are different, their differences exist, but they have more in common with each other than not. And you see they produce healthy offspring, and they produce even multi-generational new ethnic groups, and this increases diversity. So if a small number mixes, this is not a problem in my opinion at all. There will always still be white people and black people. This is like saying birds of a feather flock together, but the odd bird which doesn't flock doesn't make the difference, or is not the problem. So I have a moderate opinion, and I don't want to attack them, but some of them are really extremists. And I hope now there is a discussion between white nationalists and non-white nationalists and non-nationalists. Everyone can discuss it. Please leave your comments. Please leave your comments. If you're a white nationalist, leave your comment, and I'm open to a discussion. If you are not a white nationalist, leave your comment too. Thanks.